Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at how our Yakima Roof Rack looks and gets installed on the 2023 Kia Sorento. Now our Sorento here today is the X-Line edition, so we do have raised rail roof racks. If you have a different trim for your Sorento, there are other custom fits for your vehicle that you can find right here at eTrailer. But if you have the raised rail, this might be a really good option as a crossbar kit to attach to it, so you have a really good base for all those fun gear, for all those fun adventures. These are the Jetstream aerodynamic bars. So they have the modern design where you have your tapered angle to them. So it's taller up front, tapered towards the end. That way, less wind noise, wind drag when you're on the road. This also works with channel mounted accessories. So if you wanted to, you can always just take those end caps off, and then you have a channel with its own rubber strip. So rather than having to cut up that rubber strip on the inside, you can always just slide your channel mounted accessories in and carry all kinds of things. That's actually something I would recommend with this specific kit here so that you can maximize your crossbar space. So measurement specific for the Sorento is going to be the height of the roof rack. So if you measured underneath your crossbar and you're wondering, well, how much space do I have for clamps and things like that? Well, our space here is going to be about 4¼ inches depending on where you measure. Plenty of space. That means your roof rack sits really high up, will work with most types of clamps. The next measurement is the height of the roof rack itself, meaning where's your cargo going to sit? So from the top of the roof to the top of the bar, I have it at 5¼ maybe 5�3/8, depending where you measure. And that's going to be good for your skis with tall bindings, your snowboards, your larger, bulkier items that may have gear or straps that hang down a little bit. So if you do need a little bit of extra height, you can always check out our accessories that give you extra height, like ski carriers that have a little bit of a ski lift to them. In this case though, I would say that most of your accessories are going to be fine. If you want full use of those 50 inches of bar space, take a look at those channel mounted accessories. You can see along the top, there's nothing in the way. And that's something that we can always help you out with here at eTrailer. If you're looking for the right accessories, for the right roof rack, for your adventures, we can always help you out. Give us a call or send us a question. Now, to be honest with you, the Yakima Roof Rack is definitely going to be a more premium brand at a more premium price. Now, it definitely pays off when you have other Yakima accessories, because then you can get everything Kia like. They really do put a lot of work and thought into all of their products, so they are very sturdy, they are very strong. However, you also have to be mindful of just what works best for you. Are you using this long term? Do you just need a quick roof rack? Because there are plenty of affordable raised rail options. Now with the raised rail option though, I want you to see what Yakima does really well compared to some other things you might see. And that's going to be their strap that goes around the raised rail. So rather than a clamp that when you don't tighten it down strong enough, doesn't hold up as well, the rubber strap with the metal on the inside really cinches down on the rails of the Sorento, making a very strong fit for your different trips. You also have multiple points of tightening down to make sure that everything is flat and everything is secure. And when you put this end cap on, it pretty much hides all of that. So all you see is a base system, so you can now put cargo on it. So that's something to be mindful of as well. If you're curious about the installation of this roof rack, because you could totally see this on your car, well, stick around, let's get to it. The installation process is actually very simple. I mostly installed the rear crossbar. We get to install the front crossbar together. So the first thing is you need to differentiate between your towers, your crossbar, as well as your adapter pieces. We have the HD and Jetstream bar adapter pieces that came with our crossbar. So to install it, you first get this plastic piece, and then this just pushes into the tower. You then get this metal block, and this will go into that top piece. Now to secure it though, you need to get access on the inside of the tower. do so by loosening the tower so that you can push in that strap, which will then reveal the hole on the inside, and then that's what you'll use with the included tool to tighten to that metal piece on top of that tower. So once you've threaded that together, see how that block doesn't come out? You can then just slide your towers into your crossbar. What I do is I turn the crossbar over. This is a good time to note your crossbar has a tall end and a tapered end. The tall end is the front, the tapered end is the back. So flipping this over, we're just gonna slide our towers in, one as well as two, and then we can put the end cap on the end to cover it. So here, lots of times you may have to measure for where on your roof rack these towers are supposed to sit. I can already say that the towers are going to be towards the end of the crossbar, and you can tighten that bolt down that you tightened earlier all the way until that tool clicks. And that way the tower and the crossbar will be flush against each other. You'll still be able to adjust your tower zone. So tighten down all 4 towers. And now you're ready to put this onto your roof. Now, putting it on your roof depends on what you are planning on carrying. Since this Kia Sorento has raised rails, you can put this wherever. Now, we want to carry a pretty large awning today, so I'm going to have this pretty far apart actually. Now, this will be a lot easier with 2 people, but still doable with 1 as long as you're careful. Now, the placement of the tower on the crossbar is important. You will be tempted to push this forward, but in all reality, the best fit is when you have the strap as close to the back of your rail as you can get it. So align your towers where it looks like that. Then you're gonna pull the strap forward so it fits in the hook. You may need to loosen that strap bolt, and pushing the strap bolt in gives you a little bit more slack. We may need a lot more. And then just keep doing that until you have just enough where you can fit into those grooves. Now, we're going to measure to make sure that 1, we have it in the exact same spot on both sides of the rail, and 2, that we have the exact same overhang. So overhang is measured from the end of the crossbar to the tower, and that's how you'll know if everything's even. Once you're happy with your placement of your crossbars, then go ahead and tighten them down. Again, using your torque tool, you're gonna tighten down until you hear that click, which also prevents over tightening. And there will probably be a gap between your towers and your crossbar, so there's another bolt up top that's very hidden, and you're gonna tighten that one down as well until it torques. So 2 bolts up front. Always double check all of your bolts, but once everything is tightened down to torque, then you just finish it off with the end cap. So these end caps just pop into their grooves, and then they do click into place. So make sure to listen for that click right there. If you are using the SKS or same key system lock cores, which we sell in large packs here at eTrailer, you can switch out the plastic caps for those metal lock cores for extra security. I personally just have it as is, looking like this, but it's nice to have that extra function for that extra peace of mind. And with all that being said, that's it for your installation. When you need to take this off, you just remove that end cap by pinching the edges, and then you can undo that bottom bolt and then remove your roof rack and just do everything again in reverse. Super simple, super easy. Now you have this whole roof rack system to load up with all your gear and hit the road. What you saw today was a look at as well as the installation of our Yakima roof rack with the 50-inch long Jetstream crossbars in the color black attached to the TimberLine towers for your raised rails, and you saw it here on this 2023 Kia Sorento. My name is Evangeline. I hope you enjoyed this journey.